just a quick video to show, to kind of back up the comment I just made about the Yellowstone hotspot being the same hotspot that creates the desert. Okay, so this picture, as you can see, I overlaid this. This is probably 4 or 5 months in between this and this here. So this overlay's been here for a long time. This one here, but I did adjust it yesterday. I did move it, and now, and I didn't even notice this till earlier, just like a half hour, 45 minutes ago. This when I bring up this other picture that I just did recently, which is here, this China, used China, which is, I did this maybe a week ago or a couple weeks ago or something, right? And you see how that shape is right there, and they just fall together that way. I've been waiting for, actually, the other day, actually, that weather pattern did show up here in this spot, right? You can see it's the same shape. This is the same thing. I've been waiting for it to show up there. And that's the same thing. I had been waiting for it, and it did show up, but this was already here. I mean, this is an older picture, and these two pictures were not aligned together at all whatsoever. So to see them fall together that way shows something, I think, pretty important. It shows that that's your Yellowstone magma chamber, but it's not just that is affected when this thing goes. I don't think it's just like the eruption here and that's it. I think this whole area gets uplifted. It's when it starts to uplift, the whole area gets uplifted, I think, the whole spot, because I mean, it's not just Yellowstone. That's probably this is showing you where the magma is right here. I think this is showing you where it is in the weather, because the weather shows you the surface, shows you the earth. It's the most revealing record. That's why they try to hide a lot of things in the weather and change the pictures and stuff like that. But I think I'm a little bit ahead of them on some of those things. So this desert, you can see that this desert was obviously a volcano, right? I mean, that's pretty clear. And then this is like the Tibetan Plateau. I mean, it's huge. So that hot spot at Yellowstone, right there, it pushed up the Rockies for sure. It had something to do with pushing up the Rockies. You can see that, right? That's a huge spot. I mean, when that thing swells up, the whole area is gonna rise, right? Okay, so look what it did here. It had to be the same hot spot that created that, right there. The Tibetan. This is the volcano that probably created the Tibetan Plateau and pushed all this up, and from this eruption here. But that was over the same hot spot, clearly over the same hot spot. Everything matches so well. And I mean, I've showed it has its many changes around, things have turned, but this is a good alignment here, just like this. You can see the whole curve. I mean, all the way back, all this up here fits. And that wasn't even trying. These weren't even aligned together. Like I said, they were not aligned together. But you can still see the curve right here. Look. See that curve? That's where the Great Lakes are right here, where this lake is. Interesting. That makes the Great Lakes were a volcano too. They weren't scraped out by. They might have been scraped out by glaciers, but they were volcanoes. I mean, those things were volcanoes. You can see there definitely were volcanoes. That's what I mean. That's what I see. Whenever you see like the Caspian, any of those big open areas like that, the Black Sea or whatever, those areas like this right here, those were volcanic openings. That's what I believe. That's a volcano right there. Was. Okay, so. And then the one where the Toba, I've been watching that video about the Toba eruption. That thing is so small, it's not even funny. Look at the size of this desert here, okay? Let's measure it up here where it really is. Okay, measure this desert from here to here. That's 675 miles. Might as well just say 700 miles across, right? And almost 3 this way. This thing right here, this lake, barely 50 miles from one edge to the next. Look, barely 50 miles. So I'd say, and then you look at the weather in this area, right? You look at the weather on like on Wonder Maps. The weather shows you what's going on. This whole area is a super volcano under the ocean. This whole area, not just that thing. It shows you that, just like it shows you in North America, in the weather. That one I just showed you, right here. This weather from last year. This is not even from this year. But that right there, that shows you. Right there, it shows you the magma chamber right there. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely positive of that. Because we see that desert is the same thing, and it's probably, the magma chamber is probably bigger than that opening, 700 miles long. That's 700 miles long, people. That desert. You hear me? That's 700 miles by 300 miles. Okay? That's the size of that magma chamber that's under Yellowstone. Right there in that picture. That's the same thing as that desert right there. That weather is showing you that the same thing exists there. And then you can go like this. You can put in Australia, which I think I did already. Yeah, you can put in Australia over the Himalayas, and you know how it fits over the Himalayas in China. Okay, well right here is that same shape. It's right here, I think. And let me make sure it's aligned to this picture. I think I aligned it to this one. Yeah, you can see the outline of it right here. See this outline, right? This is the outline right there. Watch. I'm not saying that's perfect, but it's close. Close. You can see it. It's there. This right here goes together with that spot. You see that. And see this is the same here. Look, see this shape here. Look in China. See the same shape. It's the same thing. So I mean that spot probably built this too. Yellowstone, the Yellowstone hotspot. Who knows where it all comes from? I mean, everything's moved around, so it's you know, and most of it has to do with the moon. I think moving things around, a lot of things around. But you see, that's built the same way. Built the same way. Okay, just want to point that out. So that means the hotspot that's under Yellowstone is so active. If that's the actual hotspot, maybe it's just like a you know, like a son or whatever, like a daughter volcano or whatever, sister volcano, that it's not as powerful as the actual hotspot. I don't know. I think it is possibly. It's showing that in the weather. That weather in that picture is showing that, people, that it's 700 miles. If we go to here, let's just go to North America, and it's like right here. If we go like 700 miles, it's like this is like this is probably it right here. This is probably the shape we're looking at. I don't know. It's hard to see. They don't like to show you that, but it's like right here somewhere. Turn the weather on and see what it's showing today. Nothing. They don't show anything on Google Earth anymore. It's just ridiculous. I don't even know why they have weather on here anymore. And it's like right here somewhere. We should just measure from 700 miles from this spot right here. Because it's not right in the center of the spot. It's like it's at the end, I think. So we'll just go like this, 700 miles. Oh, shit. I mean, that's big. And I measured that right up there in that spot up there, so that's showing you how big that spot is. This probably goes like this, actually. It goes like this. 700. That's about right where the spot would be right there. Or, yeah, that's it. That's where it showed the other day too. It shows it in the same spot. So I just showed you 700 miles. Take this off. Take this out. So that's actually 700 by 300 miles, wherever that is. And see, we got to look, try to find where the spot is. It's hard to see where exactly where that is. We can figure it out if we just go like this. Okay, so we get our little landmarks here. Start like here, and just go straight over. See, that's it. If you go straight up this line, straight over, so it goes north along these mountains here. Goes under those mountains probably. So let's get rid of this. Yep, just goes. It's like right here. It must be under the mountains, not showing that shape. It's got to be right here. But you'll see it. Keep your eyes open for it. It'll show. It'll show right there. I have no doubt in what I say. No doubt whatsoever. Have a good day.